Baby.
We're recording.
They could cut that out.
We back. Nah. We ain't got nothing.
That was a wild start.
You just don't remember.
Damn.
I'm glad to be here, y'all. I'm glad to be here. T-Rose in the building. No. Come on. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Rose Above It podcast. I'm your host, T-Rose.
Your boy, Mout.
It's your girl, honey. What's up?
My man, PJ in the building.
Yo.
My boy, P in the building, man. What's good, my brother? My man, Damn Den. Shout out to my man, Den. He ain't in today. He's not here. Shout out to our Google Play listenership, our Spotify listenership, our Apple Podcast listenership, our YouTube viewership. Shout out to y'all. We growing slowly. Like, no, I ain't gonna say that.
Sunflower.
No, I'm not even gonna say that. And shout out to the SoundCloud listeners who can't afford any of the subscriptions, but listen, you got SoundCloud. Shout out to y'all. We appreciate y'all.
Definitely.
Why you keep reminding them that they can't afford it?
Yo, because I'm hoping.
Because at some point they have to be like, yo, can we save up for Apple Podcasts or something?
No, I like free stuff.
I'm just trying to see that's a bad mindset. I'm trying to push our people out from the free mindset. Like
YouTube is free.
The Section 8.
YouTube is not free.
YouTube is free, but still.
It is, but if you want...
Yo, YouTube Red is out there. Ain't that the one that don't got no... You can skip all the ads. Ain't no ads with YouTube Red or something like that?
Yeah, it's like $20 a month.
Yeah. Or is that... Yeah. Like, but you still got... Like, listen. When it comes to our people, I feel like we love to get stuck in, like, the Section 8 kind of system. Where, like... We be looking for cheaper rent.
What's wrong with Section 8?
Ain't nothing wrong with it, but like, so for some people,
we don't have to stay there.
Yeah, for some people, I
get what you said.
It's a design trap. It's
people
like
get comfortable. You get comfortable not having that $20 Netflix.
I could
bill,
never get comfortable
$20.
not having shit, but free shit I could get comfortable.
No, but
with
some people. All right, look, some people don't. All right, so say if you have a rent controlled apartment, and say if you make more than $60,000 a year, right? If you make more than $6,000 a year, your rent isn't gonna be $1,200 a month anymore. Now they're gonna say, you know what? Oh, you make more than $60,000. Now your rent's gonna be $2,200 a month, like other people, right? Like there's some people who like they aim to. I only want to make 60, and they cap themselves because I don't want that rent.
The rent could,
yeah. So like that's a mindset that people have that we need to get out of. So that's why I tell the SoundCloud people, like, I know you can't afford any subscriptions, but listen, let's step it up one day.
One day, when they're ready.
I like free though. I do like free.
Wow. Dum.
Apple Music is realistically only $8 a month too.
Wait a second. There we go.
That was too late.
I know. I gotta get right with.
It's all right.
Yo, how y'all been, man? What's going on, y'all?
What's up? It's Saturday.
Yes, happy Saturday, everybody.
It's almost Easter.
Oh yes, resurrection.
Whoa. Oh, wow. Jesus Christ.
We know you ain't going to church.
Resurrection?
Right. Yeah.
Resurrection Sunday?
Resurrection Sunday.
Will you be in attendance in church?
No.
Why?
I work.
Everybody goes to church on Easter. What's wrong with you?
I work.
You don't work all day.
I get up at 7.
Okay. There's an early morning church. Stop lying.
Early morning service.
PJ, I'm going at 10:30.
You go at 7?
Exactly. They got earlier time.
P, you going to church on Easter?
Nah, I do not go.
Man, I'm here with a bunch of heathens.
No, wait, hold on. I'm going.
Yeah,
I'm going to church.
I see, me and Honey, the only one.
You got your son's Easter Sunday suit ready?
Nah, he's not wearing no suit.
Yo,
what happened? My mom used to have the whole fit
he's
when I was a kid.
He's getting too big for that.
Nah,
I'm gonna dress him up, but not a suit.
The tie with the jacket,
with the vest.
Yes, the pants and the dress.
First of all, church
used to be
is
in
not
Burlington right now looking for a suit.
I used to come in there looking like Jeffrey from Fresh Prince.
Church is not how it used to be. Church is not how it used to be.
Why is that?
I don't know. Like
they in there in sweatpants.
Huh?
They in there in sweatpants.
No, I'm gonna dress him up. Like he's gonna have on some like some chinos and a nice button-up shirt, but not a suit. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's going to dress up, but church is not how it used to be.
Like, I'm big. See, like, and that's crazy because I'm a big come as you are person. Pause. Like if you, I was talking about
that wasn't crazy.
Yeah, when you say pause, I'm thinking about it.
It made it crazy because now I'm thinking the way that it should have been said.
I'm a big like I get it. Like
come as you are.
Yeah, as
come as the person.
Yeah. When you go to church, if you're in like if you happen to only have sweatpants or you wear jeans, I'm fine with like come to church like that. But I do believe in effort as well. Like I was in church. I want to say. I ain't gonna front. I missed I missed a few weeks, but I want to say like 2 months ago I was in church.
Looking for you.
And I
a few weeks. That's a couple months.
8 weeks.
It's 2 months.
But I'm counting in weeks.
He said a couple weeks. Then he said
you missed man offerings.
I was in church a few months.
You missed
ago.
like 23.
Yeah, you owe.
Stop.
You go there. You got to be like here.
They listen. Like my pastor sent me a pastor.
He's coming.
And he got his tax refund.
Oh no.
Yeah, you know tax refund come around. They coming with 2 plates.
Nah, but that's why. 2
baskets.
Yeah, that's why us black people don't be having no money. We only give our 10% to the Lord.
And he don't give it back.
Yeah. The more you give, the more he gives to you. And y'all be giving.
Amen, Pastor Rose.
Yo, right. How many times we been in church and you had like you had like $300 in your pocket or something and you put a dollar in the offering?
Nah, I don't put $2. Y'all really
$5.
Many a times.
I mean 5, yeah.
Yeah, $5.
Because, okay,
but $1 versus 5.
Because if you look at it, a lot of times the money don't go to the church; it go to the pastor's pocket.
Well, they ain't got no job. What you mean?
It's not.
They don't pay taxes because they live in the. Come on, don't. We can get into it.
They pay bills.
There are churches out
here. They still have to survive. They gotta pay rent. They gotta pay for their car.
We're getting on topic.
Wait. Let's come back to that. Hold on. I don't want to miss this point. We're gonna come back to that.
Yeah.
I just want to say I want to go back to the reason why I'm big on people coming as they are, but I think that people should give effort when they come to church. Like when I was in church 8 weeks ago, I seen somebody in church in pajamas, and I was like, all right.
They just woke up.
I come on now. Like you don't go to the bar looking like that. You don't go when you go to the bar, you look decent. So I think when you go to church,
have some respect.
Yeah, have some respect. I get sometimes you don't feel like I don't feel like putting on a suit and a tie, but dog, don't come in church pajamas. You ain't brush your teeth.
Your UGG slippers.
Your UGG slippers. Like you gonna give God no effort.
And your yellow stained Hanes V-neck.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, look, that's why I know church people are not supposed to like judge, but we need somebody to talk about them.
Correct.
I need Deacon Walker to be like, hey,
what are you wearing?
Son, button up.
You know when the ushers come around, they come with their cover and they put it over your leg.
Yeah.
Or they tie it around you when you wear tight jeans.
You shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, that's the old school church.
Yo, why don't our generation bring your kids to church?
I think, right? Long story short, like I just think the culture has changed in church. Like, and people see it for what it is. Like, and I'm not big on church anymore. Like, I used to be really big on church, like as like a family type of, environment too. But now it's like, people move, people leave, people come, like, and it's like, it doesn't give me that culture anymore.
Do you think it's the fact that you feel like the quote unquote family structure isn't the same as when we were younger? So, like, remember when we were younger, it was like our parents, grandparents, cousins, all used to go to the same church.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Compared to now, it's like, a lot more people are co-parenting.
Right.
Families are further away. So it's like, I'm not gonna go to church with me and just my kids. So I'll stay home and watch Joel Osteen on BET or something. Or like, but you know what I'm saying? But I that makes sense.
I think some of it has to do with it too, is when you were younger, you were forced. You were forced as a kid to go to church. I remember every Sunday, you guys going to church, and like, and just being forced into it. I feel like now that we're older, we're like, I have the option. I'm not going to go.
Yeah,
and then it becomes a trend.
But why don't we force our kids? Like, why don't we force?
Because we were forced as kids, so we don't want to force it on them. If they want to get into church, they can get into church. But I'm not gonna force it onto them.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna force my kid to go to church when I have kids.
Because now, I mean, that could work in a positive way, but it goes being negative. When someone feels forced, as they get older, they're like, all right, I'm not going to do that because I have the option.
No, I'm going to force them as a kid, but when they turn to a teenager, I'll let them have the option of, yo, you not coming? All right. But as far as I think that church instills values in you that you necessarily don't always get other places.
It could. Like, and the right church will do that, yeah.
Yeah, like
the right church.
Yeah.
But like it just teaches like even and not even always on just a super religious aspect. Mm-hmm. Just on like teaching your kid how to act right. Like I watch kids every day go to restaurants and don't know how to sit down for an hour and eat. Mm-hmm. Church taught you how to sit your ass down for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And yo, dog, don't wake up. Like if I was like this in church and like this, my mom was like, yo, you're falling asleep, yo, wake up. She was tapping me.
Yeah.
Yo, what are you doing?
The pinch.
Yeah, get up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now, like, you go to a restaurant and look how kids act.
Yeah.
Dog, they are running around. They're on the table. They're like knees on the table.
iPad noise.
Yeah, because
yelling.
their attention span is
terrible.
Is none. Like, but you got to remember too, like in the last couple years, there hasn't really been church because of COVID, and that kind of changed the whole culture of church now too. It's like people are scared to be together in a building together.
I don't think people are scared. Close. I think people just there's no faith. Maybe that
in God.
Yeah.
Nah, I just think
a lot of people have lost their faith, lost loved ones to this whole pandemic stuff. I can't speak for everyone though. I don't can speak for me. I feel like for me, church was so forced upon. When I remember going to church, I remember 8-hour shifts at church. There all day, and I used to be like, nah.
Oh yeah, second service, and then second service.
And my grandmother, my parents watched this. I'm sorry, I hated it.
No.
I hated being there from 10 in the morning. Oh, sorry, Sunday school was first. Mm-hmm. So they're early, and we didn't do it often. But I remember when I did it, it was just all day, not getting home back to 8, 7 o'clock. I'm like,
yeah,
I was working before work. Like it didn't make sense to me, and I just hated it. And that honestly threw me off.
Yeah.
So now older. As a man, I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. And I know not all churches are like that, because there's churches you go in there for 30 minutes, get your word in, and you're good.
Nah, but the black churches,
they like to drag on. So that pushed me away and made me not really. I mean, I believe in God to my extent and everything, but you know,
Malcolm wasn't with after service having and
then the dinner upstairs.
He wasn't with the bearded lady's fried chicken that had a little bit of blood in it, and with the string beans.
Food was good, but it was just for me. It was too forced and just too long from my experience, and that honestly pushed me away. So that's why I personally would never force my kids. I don't have any yet, but I would never force my kids to go if they don't want to go.
But knowing that you went and what you learned and things of that nature, I think that's why
church didn't.
Triff is like he would.
I get that, actually, but I didn't learn that stuff from church. I learned that from my parents.
Well, not just that stuff, but like things you learned about, like, you know, God and the Bible, whatever.
What they tell you.
Yeah.
No, but to me, I don't.
You've learned a lot.
I believe in giving your kids options when they experience something. Like, for example, if I gave my kid an option to want to do shit, like, they would never want to go to school.
True.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like,
yeah.
When I was younger, I never wanted to go to school, bro. I was forced to go to school.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So, like, for me, church is one of those things that, yo, I'm going to force you to have this experience at least until you're, like, 15, 16 years old. Mm-hmm. And when you're 15 and 16 and you say, yo, I don't want to go today. All right, cool. When you get to that point, fine. But I'm going to make it my job, and not to make this super religious, but my job is to introduce my child to God, and to a higher being. That's my job. After I make that introduction, dog, I bring you to the pond. It's your choice if you want to drink or not.
And they choose to. They choose.
Yeah,
to.
That's at that point.
That's right,
that's
Pastor Rose.
That's reasonable.
I like that.
That's one way to approach it, but you know.
Yeah, but that's. But I want to get back to what you said about
churches.
Yeah.
Oh, see, what do we?
Because we talk about offering.
Oh, the offering. Oh, yeah.
And you don't think it really goes to
I think some churches do. I think some churches, when they be like, oh, this is for the speaker, goes to the speaker. This is for building and management, it goes to the building. But let's be real, there are plenty of churches out here when you put money in that offering, the pastor's in the back.
So do you have a problem with when you go to a church and you see, like, say a mega church, and you see a guy like Joel Osteen live in a mansion? And
I've never been to a mega church.
No, but I'm saying, but like, They have like mansions. They're driving out in Rolls Royces,
especially down south.
And you come into church in your Toyota.
and giving offerings
and you
I think
see
that's crazy, but I understand where he's getting his money from. If if people truly believe in his message and what he's saying, and he's going on tour, and you're making money out of religion, which was never, I don't think, the point. But they monopolized it, and now you can get money from being on tour, having CDs, concerts, whatever it is. Let him have that, but when I come to church to hear him speak, why do I have to pay him to hear the word?
Should a pastor's salary be capped?
I don't think a pastor should be a job. I think you should just, if that's what you want to do, be a pastor and have a second job. Why should you get paid for preaching the word?
Why should you get paid for going to work?
Because that's my job.
Okay, that's their job.
That's their job.
That's their job that they was given, or you get what I'm saying? Well, in the belief, they were given that job, and they were giving that.
I don't look at it as a job. That's why.
It is a job. They got to show up on Sunday and preach. Then they got to deal with the people in the church, praying for them, talking to them.
I understand the definition of a job. I just don't think, to me, can't even explain right now. I may have to do some more looking there, but I don't see them as that's their job. That's what they choose to. They choose to preach and spread the message.
I understand what you're saying. You're saying that, you're supposed to be spreading a message of good out of the love of the Lord.
Yeah,
not to be paid.
Well, this is their
but you're
passion.
doing that. So if they don't get paid, is he gonna stop doing it? Is that genuine? If Joel Osteen stopped getting paid, is he gonna continue spreading the message?
I hear that, but also what you have to understand too is, like, we're doing a podcast, right? Mm-hmm. I know, right? Like, if we were to be getting paid. Yeah. Like, if you got to the point, a level where if you got good at something and you started getting paid for it.
That's why I understand Joel Osteen, because he's good at it.
Yeah. If you got good, if we started getting paid to do this podcast, and we realize, like, dang, we're really, really good, mm-hmm. and we're really getting money from this, would you ever go to another podcast and not get paid again? No. So for them, it's, when you're good at something, you're good at spreading a message. Yes, you're doing God's work, but at the end of the day, you still have to eat as a human being.
Correct. Right. Like, correct. That's what I'm focused on. Like, there's still, and it's funny that you brought up, like, do you think the salary should be kept? Like, I think they should have a salary. Mm-hmm. I think they should. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, all right, it's like commission. Like, you never know what you're going to make. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I think they should have a salary.
I understand the big time preachers and people who are out there on tour going to millions of different churches. If they're that good and their word is that, sure, pay them, whatever. But I'm talking about the small time patches. I'm talking about how I grew up in the small church, and he does his little thing, and every offering, I'm not saying it was going in his pocket. If it was, why are you getting that money?
But it should, because they still gotta take care of their home. They still gotta pay bills, and they gotta pay for the church. See, this church is not free. They gotta pay for the storefront or wherever. And the money should go there,
but the whole point of the talk was it doesn't go to the building or the people. It goes to the pastor's pocket.
It goes
That's
to both.
Why he's driving around in a Lexus and
it's supposed to go to both. There's supposed to be like a treasurer in the church who divides
the money for the building, for this, for that. It's for the pastor.
But what you also have to realize too is, I disagree with you, because I think it should be opposite. Personally, I think that those big time pastors who be going all over the place in Joel Osteen type churches, I don't think they should be making $20 million off of.
No, they really shouldn't.
Of God, I think that should be capped at like $500K. To get that back, that extra money is like put that into the community,
or put it into charity.
Into the church. Put that into the community. Wherever community you're serving, put that into the community and help people. Right. Because the job of the church is to help people. Yeah. It's a spiritual hospital.
Yeah.
And that's those big timers, I really feel like they should be the ones like giving out care packages to their people. Like,
exactly. And
people are coming in struggling, because think about it, like, people weren't there for years and they just come in now because it's a big church and they heard about it. Mm-hmm. Then, now what if they really like doing bad? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think like you said, I agree. Those big time pastors that like travel and stuff all around the world, they should be the ones giving something to their church members.
Yeah, the smaller churches is the ones I think that like, they need to have.
Help the single mothers.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Y'all know I'm big on single mothers.
What are these pastors helping single mothers? Are they helping the community? Or are they just helping themselves?
I don't know. I know J. Cole's the only one I know who reached out to help the single mothers.
And Shaq.
But like what J. Cole did, he opened an apartment building for single mothers, rent free.
Yep.
It's fire. Like things like that.
Fire.
Like
it's dope.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
I wish he did it in New York.
Right? Not that would be fire. But those are things that I think
help people that you are legit helping. You see it.
And don't get me wrong, I know there are like pastors that do that. I've heard of that, like, but it's not like a big thing. Like,
not enough.
It's not something that you hear all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I feel ya.
Wow, I feel like this is really like a preaching moment.
I have no problem with pastors or
Amen. I love my pastor.
Listen, I know there are some great pastors. I know great ones, but I have questions like everybody else.
Pray for me.
I just want to make sure the money's being put where it needs to be.
Honey, look.
Well, then you should be the treasurer.
Nah, don't make me the treasurer.
Don't make me the treasurer. I'll take some in my pocket. You got to pay me to be a treasurer.
Nah.
See this guy? He's really a heathen.
What's my salary?
See, look, what's my salary to be a treasurer? You should do it for the passion of the church.
But people who work people who work with money, I couldn't. Because if I'm ever like down bad,
really?
And it's, I'm telling you, I can't.
You stealing.
Yo, bro, if I'm down bad and I see like, all right, cool. I know somebody who works for a village and they're the treasurer of the village that they work in.
Yeah.
So they deal with millions of dollars. I'm like, yo,
and put it
they could put it anywhere. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, yo, if I'm down bad and I'm like, yo, I need $1,000, these bills, dude. Would they really realize if I took 1,000 out of this million?
You think like a thief?
Absolutely. That's why I know myself. Like, no, I'm not a thief, but I be thinking when you're desperate, you don't know.
I've worked as a banker for 4 years, and I never thought about taking a penny, a quarter, anything.
I worked at one job where cash had to be involved at Abercrombie and retail. Do you know how I robbed them blind when I worked there?
Allegedly.
No, I did it.
Oh,
he said no.
I did it. No.
I think the statute of limitation is up anyway.
Look, I won't tell them how much, and they can't prove it. But boy, was I eating lovely in that mall.
God, you should have just stole jeans. Why the hell you stole the money?
Oh, you think that jeans, gift cards,
Mr. Abercrombie
money?
Himself.
Are you kidding me? I was.
Wow. You surprised me.
Oh, that's what I knew.
I'm scared to steal. I've been scared all my life to steal.
Nah.
You ever had like a friend that be like, go take that.
Scared money don't make
I tried to take something and I be looking at the camera.
I watched my manager.
I cannot steal.
And sorry, mom and dad for listening, because I know you guys are like, my son. I watched my manager, my thing, I watched the manager do it. And I was like, she was like, don't say anything.
What?
And I was like, I ain't gonna say nothing. And then I was like, yo, but then I was like, yo, there's the cameras. She was like, the cameras ain't. There's no cameras in here. I'm like, there's no cameras here, nah. And then there was no proof to see who was on what register.
What?
Their software was so old.
That's why they changed.
So I was like, yes. So then,
so
and then at my job, I was able to change the price of certain things. Like if you rung up a shirt, I was able to change it to 25 cents if I wanted to.
Wow, why you didn't tell me when you worked there?
I was robbing that store blind. Listen. Like new items that cost like $300. I was like,
you just went from church to hell. Like, I don't understand.
You went from a God-fearing man
to a thief,
a criminal.
Call me Moses. Yo, listen, God chose his prophets correctly. All his prophets were criminals and whores. And look at me, I'm here.
Whoa, not whores. That's messed up.
I've ascended.
I love it. I love
it.
The time loop.
But you know what's funny? Like, my favorite movies are like the ones where they rob banks.
Yeah, those are great movies.
But I would never, like, I worked as a banker. I never, like, you know what I'm saying? I never stole or anything.
Because you being watched.
But
retail stores?
But do you realize?
Yeah, but there's loopholes through everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but at the end of the day, it's like I just never thought to, like.
People get away with 65% of crimes. Do y'all realize that?
Only 65?
65% of crimes people get away with.
I felt like it was higher.
They're not catching everyone.
65.
They're not catching
everyone.
Yo,
35. Only 35% of people are getting caught.
It's getting lower, right?
I mean, I don't know, but I just know, like, when I looked up the stat, it was like we watched the news.
You looked that up?
Yeah, we watch the news and we see all these crimes. Do you know how many crimes happen that just nobody gets caught? You know how many murders happen and there's no conviction? You know how many?
Of course.
How many people get robbed?
And it can be later on that they get caught.
Yeah, people get robbed every day. Like, think about New York City on the subway. Do you know how many people get robbed down there on a daily?
Yeah, I've never taken the subway, so this is as close as I get to it now because I am traumatized.
That's funny though. I mean, I agree with it though because you're not catching everyone. There's no way. There's no way you're catching everyone.
Bro, there's not even.
We need Spider-Man.
I volunteer.
We need Spider-Man.
I volunteer.
Okay, Black Panther.
No, there's a black Spider-Man as well.
Yeah, but he's
black.
Miles. He's black and Spanish.
Yeah, he's black and Dominican.
You are.
And he's a cartoon.
But he's gonna be real.
Well, you kind of look like one today.
Like Malcolm's gonna be Haitian man.
Haitian man? You're Haitian?
No.
Shout out to my people.
Blank man.
Blank man. Oh no.
I remember Blank
Not
man.
Blank man.
Remember Blank man?
Yeah, you put that in the group chat. Did someone put that in the
I
group
put Blank man in the group chat.
Look, I'm like, no.
Blank man.
Somebody did it.
But let's move on. We want to talk about something. Shout out to the churches, by the way. I just wanted to let.
I love church, by the way. I mean, I think there's some.
Stop lying. No, you don't.
I mean, no, I don't.
You love God. You don't love church.
I do love God, but I don't love church.
Exactly. Why'd you just lie like that?
I did lie. I do love God though.
Just say you think you believe in Jesus versus religion.
You don't have to go to church to love
don't
God.
preach that.
You don't have to go to church.
Don't preach that.
You don't have to go to church to love God.
No, but if they want to go, let them go.
If you want to go, go. But you do not have to go to church to love God.
I did. So, all right, cool. Since y'all debating that, do you feel like you have to be in school to learn?
No.
I do.
You don't have to go to school. You do not have to go to school to learn.
I hate online school.
There are books. There are billions of books.
Okay, but not everybody learns the same. Is what I'm trying to tell you. Like some people can go.
But you can if you apply.
Some people can do an online course and not learn shit. Then they go to a course with a teacher and they have to go there and be there in the presence of everybody else learning around them. That's what helps them learn.
But that's also you wanting to learn what you want to learn. If I bet you if it's about makeup or something like that, you don't need to be somewhere to learn about it. You'll figure that shit out. It's all about what you want to put yourself into.
Mm-hmm.
I still feel like I'm a hands-on learner. Like I need to be in the presence.
Okay, that's fine. And that's fine. That works for you. But if you're home and you just got the new iPhone, you don't have to go nowhere. You're going to sit right there and play with it and do what you got to do and apply yourself to learn what you need to learn.
Or you could watch a YouTube video and learn it. But I'm just saying.
And again, that's not in the class. That's at home. You don't have to be in school to learn. You don't have to be in church to love God. You can do all that from the comfort of your home.
So do you think education is needed to be successful in life?
Education, period?
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, like you need education. Where it comes from is something different, but yes, you need to educate yourself.
Malcolm's just gonna educate himself.
So
I could if I needed to. I'm not saying I've done that, but those are options. You do not need to go to school.
I'm asking. So if your kid says,
some people do. If
your kid graduates high school and says, "Yo, I'm not going to college. I'm going to just start a business on my own, or I'm gonna figure it out on my own." Is that okay for you?
Yeah.
Not if they're not a person that.
Who are you to tell your son or daughter that they're a person?
I'm the mother. That's what do you mean?
That's all it's about. Not who are you to your mom. Yo, who are you to even tell me that I'm making a mistake? I'm sorry, Mom.
Yeah, like I'm the mother.
When your kid graduates high school, 18, 17, they're a young adult. You can know your kid, but you can't tell them you're gonna fail or you're gonna succeed at that. He can start a lemonade stand and blow up.
You're right, but I'm gonna see what the business plan is, and if it doesn't make sense, or if they're not a business,
of course you can help them. But
if they're not an entrepreneur like mind,
okay. What was your question? Here it goes. What was your question?
9 out of 10 is probably not gonna work out.
So what would you tell him if he came to you right after high school and said, "I want to start a business. I don't want to go to school"?
If he wasn't that type, if he wasn't cut up for that, I would say, listen, maybe you might want to consider doing a firefighter.
That's a helicopter mom. You're a helicopter mom.
What?
Yeah, helicopter mom.
What do you mean? What's that mean?
You said that you're gonna tell them they're not what? That they can't do that?
I didn't say that. Did I say that?
You said
I said I would suggest maybe you might want to sign up for this class.
You could do that, but why can't they just start from the ground up from nothing?
Look,
there's plenty of people who've done that.
Regardless, it's gonna be their choice, and I'm fine with them making a choice.
That was the question. You're fine with them if they want to do that.
But like I said, you asked me what I would say. I would suggest, knowing that I know this child or this young adult now, I'm gonna be like, maybe you might want to do this. You're really good at this. That's what I said. I didn't say I'm going to tell them, no, you can't be an entrepreneur. Advice,
but they might say, no, I'm going to start this business.
All right, so then that's what the hell you going to do.
And that was his question. Would you be okay with that? So you would be okay with that?
No, I'm not okay with it. But if that's what they want to do, I can't stop them from doing something. I'm not going to force them to make the decision that I want them to make.
You should be okay with it. Every parent should be.
All right, well, don't tell me how to parent.
I didn't go to college.
Yeah, you don't got no kids. Next.
I didn't go to college. So I turned out just fine.
Yeah.
I didn't go. Well, I went to college.
Do you think college would? Do you think college would have pushed you or gave you? You would have had a better.
It could have, but I also would have needed to know what I was going in there for. When I got out of high school, respectfully, I didn't have any idea what direction I wanted to take. So that's why I didn't go, because I just I'm gonna spend thousands of dollars to go to school and learn what am I going towards? I didn't want to be a doctor.
Yo, shouldn't we teach? I think we should really start prepare. I don't think black people. I think white people do that.
Yes.
Black people don't prepare their kids
after high school
for what do you want to do when you grow up.
Well,
we don't. No, we don't. Because if it's always athlete, rapper, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's athlete, rapper, I don't know. And then like, dog, white people. I remember my freshman year. I was like, I don't really know what I want to do, but I guess television or something.
You had
broadcast journalism maybe. Yo, white kids was coming to my class like, oh, I just want to be a physics engineer. I'm like, yo, nigga, what? What is that? I don't even know what that is.
Engineer.
I want to be.
But I think now the culture has changed, because now a lot of kids are able to make money now and be entrepreneurs at a younger age. Like, you got to remember, like, the culture before, when you said, oh, I'm an entrepreneur, everybody thought you was broke, and everybody just thought you just got $1 and a dream, and you just trying to, say like, hey, but you're really not making money. But now
social media,
the social media and just the whole culture of being an entrepreneur is way different, because now we started getting hip to how we can make money fast. So I feel like now the kids, because I know this girl that does my hair, I think she's only like 20, something like she just I don't even think she's 20. I think she's like 19 or something like that, and she does hair bomb. Like, and she has her own studio. Like, some girls just do hair in their house.
I just want to say this. I agree with you, but still to this day, most entrepreneurs are broke still. Like, most people that we know that they're entrepreneurs.
High school saying they were high. Yeah.
Nah, even now, I heard people like, oh, what do you do? I'm an entrepreneur. And I'll still be like, okay. And they're like, yeah, I want to do your pod. And I'm like, okay.
Coach.
Dog, like, I'll be like, all right, be at the pod. We do it in Yonkers at this time. And they'll be like, yo, bro, can you send me an Uber or something? Because I can't make it. And these niggas be like grown men. And like, I've dealt with that with mad guests on this podcast. Mad guests. Yo, bro, I can't make, like, niggas who have 300,000 followers on Instagram. Yo, bro,
they must just not know how to manage.
Yo, bro, I couldn't get a ride. Y'all want to come to the Bronx? Like, nigga, you are 28.
I mean, I guess, yeah, okay. But I'm just saying the culture has changed where now you have the tools, and it's out there for you to make money. Now, if you don't use the tools, then that's on you. But
you don't need school.
There are entrepreneurs like that are making a lot of money.
There's some. There's some.
And you get what I'm saying?
There's some,
especially like the kids. Like, now the kids they're like, oh, I'm gonna make a T-shirt line, or I'm gonna do this. Like, I feel like now they know that they have more options than just college.
Mm-hmm. Like, there are a lot of entrepreneurs who are doing well for themselves. There are some entrepreneurs that are doing well for themselves, but there are a lot who are, the vast majority of them that are on like beginners level aren't making much.
No, of course.
Like, but that's why I tell people, I'm like, yo, I'm all for entrepreneurship and business and figuring out what you want to do, like crafting your shit. But I think, honestly, until you get to that point, you should still have a 9 to 5.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, even most people that preach that on social media say the same thing.
Yeah, but people are not doing it. There's people who just take whatever their business is or whatever, and they're just doing that and not having a dime to their name. Asking for Ubers to interviews, asking for rides. There are a lot of people like that.
That's on you then. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's that person. That's niggas.
See,
here we go. It's white people too.
Yeah, you see how I did that?
Nah. Listen, listen. There's been plenty of females that said, "Hey, baby, come on the pod. Can you pick me up? Sure, you live in Queens. Ain't no way I'm coming.
That's sick.
Come pick you up in Queens. Sick. I don't even know you.
I tell you right now, I know, like, I have friends that, you know, they don't drive and stuff like that, and I be pushing them for that. Like, I'm like, look, you getting too old, and I'm not trying to pick you up, so you need to get a car. You need to get a license at least. Like,
no, I'm sorry, I'm doing it. Fuck it, I'm potting. Yo, thank you for bringing this up. Yo, for anybody who is over the age of 21, and you don't have a license, I don't care if you have a car or not, but you don't have a license, or you don't plan on getting one, I judge you.
Shout them out. Look at the
camera. I judge you.
I judge you.
I'm sorry. There is no reason why there's 30, 35-year-olds who they're fine, they're healthy, and they don't have a license. I'm sorry. Unless you live in New York City and you don't need a car, you should, even if you're in New York City, you should still have a license.
A license, okay.
At least.
Yes.
At least. I get it. A car sometimes, the finances aren't right. You may not, but dog, everybody should have a license.
It's free.
It's not free. No.
But
not much.
Your license was free?
Yo,
I wonder why you drive like that.
Everybody who, this is a PSA for anybody who's over 21 and doesn't have a license. Yo, you are
a bum.
No, you're an inconvenience.
That's not right.
You are an inconvenience.
This is hilarious.
You're an inconvenience to your friends, your family, because somebody always has to pick you up.
Where is this coming from?
I'm just letting you know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But I agree. I agree to a certain extent. But like, say if you have like a traumatic experience or something like that, like, you know, accident, God forbid, whatever, then I kind of understand, you know, if you don't want to drive or if your anxiety is just really bad, you know what I'm saying? Because some people just don't need to be driving at all. Like, you don't need to be on the road because those are the ones that be doing dumb stuff, right? But I do think the majority of the people that like to go out and like to do stuff,
don't be having it.
They are the ones that feel like, okay, there's nothing wrong with you, so you should come on.
I agree.
You can do it.
I agree. I'm not as harsh as y'all.
You know, when you see a baby trying to walk, you can do it.
Yeah,
Let's go.
And I'm not trying to be insensitive to people who have like gotten bad car accidents and stuff, because I've been in a car accident. I've been in 2.
Yep.
And one with your brother, and it is scary.
Yeah.
But you got to get back up. Like, dog, y'all walk everywhere. I know somebody's been chased by a dog before.
That's not traumatizing.
I'm not gonna
get in a car.
I'm never gonna go outside and walk again because I got chased by a dog.
Yeah.
I got chased by like 5 dogs in my life.
First of all, look at what's going on in the subways. I'm not touching a train. I do not care. I'm not going to the train station. Sure. Like, they're smearing shit on people's face. They got all these mental disabled people walking around in the trains. No, good. I'm good. Somebody just got shot.
We say that though because we're in Westchester. If you lived in Harlem, you'd be right on the train.
I am driving. I don't care how much I gotta pay for a garage. To store my car at night.
If I live in Harlem, or New York City, baby. I'm not the Bronx. If I live in Harlem or Manhattan, let me tell you something. My car will be sold because
I'm driving.
The fees you're going. Something. You know how many tickets you're gonna have?
You just find a garage and you pay a monthly fee. That's it.
And then what? Sit in traffic going 4 blocks to pay for another garage?
Listen, if I lived in the city,
if you had to go,
most likely I'm gonna have more money than I do now.
If you lived in the city, you're not driving from Upper West Side to Lower East Side. If you had to.
It's gonna take you 2 hours.
I'll probably just take an Uber or a cab.
Yo,
So now you just paying a car note when you're just taking Ubers and cabs.
She got money. So your car.
If I live in Manhattan, I have money. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. You're gonna have a car and it's just gonna sit in the garage because you're not gonna want to drive anywhere.
Drive it.
To where?
To wherever else.
Because wherever you drive it to, you're just gonna have to pay for parking for it again. So it's an expense that just doesn't.
It's not needed. And you got a car note, insurance.
I don't care. I'm
insurance.
not touching no train. I don't care what y'all saying.
Yo, don't forget where you came from, honey.
Yeah.
You was on that train.
I came from Westchester, and I didn't have to take trains, so I knew where I came from. I apologize to my whole family that's from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all, but I'm not taking no train. Okay? I'm the only one from Westchester, and I love that.
Since we were talking about driver's license, do you think when people hit a certain age, they should have to retake the test?
Yep.
I 100%.
What
agree.
age?
I think 65. And once you get 65, you should be retaking a driver's license test.
I think that's too early. What about
and depend on how you do
75?
No.
65-year-olds are like they still young.
I've seen 65 people of 65 years old, and they just drive like monsters. I think.
Well, yeah, because the lady that hit me was like in her 60s.
Once you become a senior citizen, you should retake your driver's license.
Actually, no. I changed my stance on that because respectfully. Y'all gonna put some respect on my age when I turn 75.
And you driving like a menace because you can't see and you have arthritis.
Yeah, but then
how you know you gonna have all of that?
No, but I'm saying, but if I'm older and I have these much things wrong with me, look. If I'm older and I have these things wrong with me, which these mean usually I would be having to go to a doctor, correct? Mm-hmm. If I go to a doctor and I have these things wrong with me, then they can tell me like, yo, they should tell me you can't drive anymore. Like, you can't drive. No more license for you. That's okay.
Sometimes, but they don't tell everybody.
They should.
Well, they don't really have.
That's okay, but I'm not. If you think I'm wasting my time at 75 to go back to get another test at 75, yo, dog, no, I'm not. The DMV sent me the thing to do an eye test. I have yet to send that. You think I'm going back, dog? I'm not going back to the DMV if I don't have to. Yeah, no.
I understand.
No, like the DMV is an inconvenience. At 75, you're gonna put some respect on my name. I'm not sitting in there waiting with all these people redoing the test.
Is that more of an inconvenience than getting in accidents with these elderly people who can't drive?
Who's to say the elderly people is the reason why you got in an accident? They are. Young people are the reason are the cause of most accidents. Than old people.
That's true. They drive too fast.
We'll talk about it.
Oh yeah.
They drive too fast and they text and drive.
Nobody told you to go 75, 80 miles an hour and you want to go from the left lane to the right lane because there's a car in the middle. I'm just saying.
Not gonna say act like y'all don't do that.
I've done it.
I didn't say I didn't.
But it would be my fault if I hit somebody going 40 miles an hour in the right lane and I'm driving 80 there. In the right lane, that's the one place you're supposed to be at if I'm driving 40 miles an hour.
I'm trying to get somewhere. The road is mine, number one.
The road is mine.
There you go. See?
Not the road is mine. Get out of here.
It is.
Anyway.
So I do want to talk about Honey's your independent thing, what you sent me on IG.
Oh.
I do want to talk about this. You put it in the group chat. Is calling a woman strong or independent a compliment?
Is that a compliment?
Is it a compliment to call a woman strong or independent?
Go ahead, honey, it's yours.
At first I used to love it, but now I kind of see, when I was watching that video of the lady like talking about it, I kind of see her perspective on it, and I'm like,
What exactly did you say? Do you want to enlighten, or do you want me to play it? I'll play.
Yeah, you could play it.
Let's play it.
I don't want to. I haven't heard it.
I don't want to paraphrase.
You don't want to misquote.
Yeah, don't misquote that.
The word strong is overused. I think that when we use that terminology, we do mean successful, which I think does make sense. If you are a gentleman and if you're more traditional and the expectation is that you are the provider, usually financially when we use that terminology, and you have a woman who's doing better than you, at least on the surface, then there is going to be a level of intimidation. I would like to imagine that man should then step up But I can imagine if his woman or woman that he wants to see is out earning him. But I think the piece that we're not mentioning right now, very specifically, and I'm glad that you mentioned it, is the strong, independent black woman trope. That is a trope I want no parts of, absolutely. I am not a strong, independent black woman. I need my husband's help every day. And so
I'm there.
That label is what I want removed from our society as much as humanly possible, and I hope that we are all doing the work to get there.
So that is on tonight's conversation podcast, by the way. So shout outs to them. So is it a compliment? Do you guys feel like it's a compliment?
Well, I can understand. Well, the way she explains it, I could definitely understand why she would want men to stop using that. I think when men say it, we don't mean it in a negative way. We mean it as you're a strong, independent woman. You're strong. You handle everything as it should, and even though a lot of it is tough, you're strong for hanging in there, and you're independent because you don't need anybody else. So, I think when we use it, it's not to be looked down upon or take away from anything else. It's just that's how we use the words. But from her video, like I said, I mean, you can definitely understand why she would want that taken away. So, I mean, I think it would just have to be, if I'm dealing with a woman, how would she want to be addressed?
I think it's like a coin. It's like two sides to it, because like if you're not in a relationship as a woman, then that's where I think it should come in. Like, you're strong and independent, But I feel to me, it seems like, because that's just a clip. So it seems like she was talking about like in a relationship. Mm-hmm. Like in a relationship, she doesn't want to be looked at as that, because then that's kind of taking the power from the man to be,
strong.
To be her man. Yeah. And also, like, I think so too. Like, even it could get tricky too. Like, even if you're like single, because if people think that narrative about you or the perspective of what a strong, independent woman is supposed to be is like, they put you on this pedestal that in like higher expectations. Like, sometimes I don't want to be strong. Sometimes I want to cry, but I'm still strong. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I still got to push through whatever I'm going through. But in some moments, I just want to cry. Yeah.
And that could be intimidating. I can't speak to it. It could be intimidating for some men who see a strong, independent woman. They be like, oh, she don't.
I hear that a lot too.
Yeah, it can be intimidating for some guys. So
I hear that a lot too. Like, a lot of men would be like, well, like they just feel like, well, she don't need me, or she's never gonna be submissive if we're in a relationship, and I don't think that's like true.
So I'm trying to find the word for what it is when some people say things about like black women, or even like when it's about Asian people driving. Like saying that they can't drive. What's that word
Stereotype?
called? Yes. So I get what she said, because she doesn't want the stereotype to go along with when you say she's a strong black woman. It's usually the stereotype is she's some angry black woman
and bitter.
Yeah. So for her, she's I that's why I understand. But to me, it's definitely, for me, it's not to me it's a compliment.
Correct.
If I say, yo, you strong and you independent, what I'm saying is you're self-sufficient, and you are somebody who withstand a lot. You hold your family down. You do a lot. You put your kids first. You put yourself last. You put others before you. That's what I mean when I say like, oh, you strong and you're independent. So that's how I think of it. So, but coming from a woman, I could get how when you hear other people talk about black women, when you hear that stereotype of oh, you mad black woman, she's independent, or you independent strong woman. And yeah, sometimes there are men who look at that and they'll be real chauvinistic about it and act like, oh, like you feel like you're too good for a man. And I just think that for me, that's why it's definitely it's a compliment for me. Yeah. Like if I
when it's coming from you, some men say it and mean that angry, bitter black woman who's been hurt and finally done with men and taking care, still strong, but just have that resent in her heart. Mm-hmm.
That's what I was gonna say too. Like, coming from a woman, like sometimes they'll put that label or that narrative out there, or what she said, a trope. Mm-hmm. they'll put that out there like, oh yeah, I'm strong, independent, like, you know what I'm saying, too, because most of the time they have went through like experiences in life or like bad relationships or whatever case may be, and like you said, like the resentment, like that's where it comes in. It's like, okay, well, I don't need no man. I do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So but it's kind of like sometimes it could be a negative thing, because if women are preaching that like I'm strong, independent, and I don't need a man, it kind of like pushes relationships away. Like it kind of like it takes from
why are some black women offended by saying like,
I need a man.
I need a man.
We need to break that. Women, men, everyone needs to break that whole I don't need anybody. We all need somebody. Mm-hmm. We're all going to need a hand. We all going to need help.
Think it's
and
just
at the end of the day, we all want somebody. Yeah. It's not even that we all want someone.
Yeah, nobody wants to die alone.
Yeah.
The reality is it's a front, because you're covering up the hurt that you have. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, you went through some shit, and now you just like, oh, fuck it, I don't want to do this no more.
Bury it on top of money,
so you're just jewelry, like, oh, everything. I give up. I don't even need this. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or you really feel like if you really feel like you went so far by yourself that you really don't need anyone. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how you really feel. Mm-hmm. Like, people really feel like that. Like, especially a lot of women or, like, single mothers. Like, you know what I'm saying? They feel like, oh, okay, I did all of this by myself. I really didn't need anybody. And that's okay to feel that you didn't need anybody to help you get through, the stuff that you went through. But it shouldn't be, like, pushed out there as, like, okay, this is the way this person should go about it, or that person should go about it because I did it.
Yeah.
You know
and as black men, sorry to cut you off, sure. As black men, it's also our job to help with that.
So,
we shouldn't.
That's what I was gonna ask. I was gonna say. So what is something that black men? What is something that black men can do to support, to help black women?
I love that.
Give them that confidence. I feel like a lot of women lose that confidence when they're in these shitty, toxic relationships because of us black men, the way we act and carry ourselves. We be having good women and do some real dickhead stuff, and we don't really understand the impact that has on women. Mm-hmm. And we always say, and then the next guy's like, "Oh, I'm not the same." Then he does the same thing to her. So she's going through this cycle, and she thinks she's changing, and it's not. And the guys are just constantly doing. So as men, we just need to instill that confidence, that self-confidence.
Oh my God! Round of applause for Malcolm today. You got me.
It's what it is. It's breaking societal norms. I think it's very for black women. Like, the black man has demeaned the black woman for a long time. If we look back to from when before we was even born, and I'm not saying all black men. So black men don't kill me. You know what I'm saying? Like for sure, I know there are a lot of good black men out there who love their black women. But if you look at most black men, we demean these young ladies in the street, but then we want everybody to respect our daughters, which makes no sense.
Correct.
You talk about it.
We mistreat. We call all these girls in the street, yo, this bitch. Like, I would never wife her. She's all that. But then we have 4 or 5 different daughters.
In the music, in the culture,
and to me, it's having to actually supporting a woman and telling her it's okay to it's okay to let your guard down. Like, a lot of times, women hold it down emotionally in a relationship, because men aren't the most emotional creatures. So a woman always tries to, like, if she has a strong man, she tries to be strong with her man. Women take on the emotional side of it. The attitude of a man. A lot of women do. Like, if a man always is real strong,
his pride, everything.
So, women hold on to they do a lot of shit under, like, as far as, like, behind the scenes shit for most men.
Right.
And to let them know, like, every now and then, you could let loose. You could relax. Yeah. Just you don't gotta put that guard down. Yeah, you don't gotta be strong. Yeah. I'm here for that. I think that's huge.
That's what. Yes.
Because it's not, and because I think men really feel like men nowadays, especially, we watch all these podcasts, Fresh and Fit. All these niggas think that, if I'm making more money, like, fuck what she needs emotionally. Like, I'm making the money. Like, I run the household. But a lot more goes into supporting a woman than finances.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think as men too, it starts with us raising our sons, but also looking at ourselves too. Because how many times I hear all these young kids out here, oh yeah, I'm gonna jam tonight, and I'm gonna talk to her no more. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna bag this girl. Like we treat women like just objects, and it starts at a young age. It starts at a real young age, and the kids hear it from us, and they grow up with that mindset, and they teaching their kids. Like it just becomes a whole.
Not only that though, but like the music, the culture, like everything you see, women, the movies,
that all adds on to that.
Yeah, it's true. We praise our young boys for cracking girls at 13, 14, 15 years old.
Exactly, when they shouldn't even be having sex that young.
Instead of saying, son, it's not about the quantity of women, it's the quality of girl that you want to be with. Yeah. It's do you like her for her?
Yeah.
Round of applause. Honestly, you guys are
that's what it's about. Honestly, it's really about it's changing our societal norms. There's a lot of music we listen to that come out of that's from men is not really uplifting women.
It's not at all.
It's demeaning them. And yes, I'm not saying like I'm perfect because I love the music too. I love to knock all that music too, but at the same time it's like we don't have many artists that are black artists that are uplifting our women. Yeah.
Right. Then that's why you got the women singing the songs that they sing, because they like, well,
it sells.
He gonna buy me Gucci if I ask for it.
Hands on my knees, shake my ass like a thot shit. Hands on my knees, shake my ass like a thot shit. Like
well, no, that's regular. That's right. That's just dancing and letting loose.
But you see, as men, when we see that, shaking that ass on some thot shit, she's not getting wiped. I'm a jam. That's how guys think.
They shouldn't though, because we just having fun.
It's all about the narrative, and a guy seeing that, she's shaking ass. She ain't got no underwear under there. Slut. I'm a tag. Slut. No, and it's messed up, but that's how young guys think.
I'm gonna save you. I'm gonna save you because I'm gonna keep it on the positive. We's a positive.
Yeah, because I'm like,
no.
Because you want to twerk.
But you just brought up that. No, but let's keep it positive with women because
yes, because that is true. Because you want to twerk don't mean she a slut.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't mean that
she should do that shit with her friend.
No, it doesn't mean that she's a slut. But that's how young guys perceive it. She's up there on stage twerking, going hard. Okay, I want to drill that.
Perception.
Yeah. That's all. It's just perception. I'm not saying she is a slut or she is a thot. No, she's probably a decent girl. She's having fun. But young men perceive that as.
Well, we know sex sells. Okay, most
a nice ass up there shaking. I mean,
most artists are doing that now because sex sells. Yeah. Let's just be real. It's been selling forever.
But it is on the good
side. Selling like hotcakes on OnlyFans.
Since Tip Drill, when he was swiping credit cards in the ass.
Oh man,
he asked permission for that though.
And she said yes.
Nelly said he asked permission.
She said yes.
Yeah. Remember we used to have BT after night?
PT Uncut used to be it.
Uncut, whatever it's called.
BT Uncut. Listen,
MTV after night.
We gave y'all women's power, women's empowerment.
I love my black
BT Uncut is it. That was it.
And now everything's uncut.
Yeah, so these young kids will never understand having to wait late night to see some booty on the screen. All I got was Maya and Ali and Ashanti during the day. I wanted some cheeks.
And Keisha Cole crying.
Yeah, I want to see some cheeks on TV. I had to wait till 1 a.m.
Oh my God, she's staying up late for 1 a.m. cheeks.
1 a.m. cheeks and what was the radio guy's name? The old white guy used to have like porn stars on. He's on Sirius XM radio now. Old guy.
Oh, I don't know him.
Oh yes, y'all do. Y'all do. Oh man,
it was just you, my guy.
Nah, it wasn't just me. It wasn't.
But I love what you guys said about what men
can do.
Yeah, what men can do, because I feel like a lot of men don't even think like that. Like they just think about themselves a lot, and it's just it drives me crazy.
But I love to see when I'm
Howard Stern. Sorry.
Oh. Okay.
I love to see when I see black men treating their women how they're supposed to. You can tell in a relationship too, like, that's a health. I mean, from the outside at least, we could try to make our assumptions, but that looks like a healthy relationship. She's smiling, he's happy, everything is good. He's treating her right. I love to see it.
Yes, me too.
Next pod we'll get into biracial dating. See how y'all talk about.
No, thank you.
Wow. No. Wow.
Please don't end it that way.
I said no, thank you to the topic.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, I just want to say I'm all for biracial dating, but that's all.
Oh. Yeah, we talk about that next week. Oh my gosh.
Because we gotta get into what is biracial.
Gosh. It could be. Yeah,
secrets will be
like
revealed.
Jamaican?
Tune in next time as Malcolm spills his secrets on.
Yo, oh my gosh, yo. I want to say thank y'all for tuning in with us. My man PJ is over here hurt.
His
chair
is leaning more than him.
See how y'all want to consume all the
Turn the
alcohol on
camera
a
on
Friday night?
Turn the camera on yourself.
Look, you want to consume all the alcohol on a Friday night?
Right.
Saturday morning, look at him.
PJ hasn't said a word.
He was sleeping.
Yo, PJ was back there hurting, man.
Yo, facts. Yo, shout out Apex Hats, my brother's business. He's making great sweatsuits. You guys get the matching set. You can just get the top and the bottom. Fire, warm. Check him out on apexhouses.com.
Yeah, I just.
We do a shout out to my son Shawnee. Ow.
Hold on, let me.
I love you, boy.
Let me say this. I don't care who related to who and how much we love people. They ain't paying for a shout out. We ain't shouting out no more. You heard?
I'm shouting out my kid. I gave birth to him.
I'm just kidding. I messaged y'all.
I gave birth to him. He's paying. Where's our free sweatsuits?
No, I didn't say this was free.
But we should at least have sweatsuits.
You shout out your son. Is he bringing like cookies or something over?
That is my broke best friend. He does though. He does. He makes me cookies.
All right, so next pod you can shout him out. He bring some cookies.
Nigga say you bringing cookies.
Nah,
we off this. I love y'all. I love PJ. Shout out to you. Shout out to Den. Shout out to y'all here.
Shout out to our illustrious host who's always holding it down.
Nah, man, you guys are great.
What you called him?
You guys are
illustrious host.
Yo,
that was good, right?
Yeah. Bachelor party time. Bye, guys.
Hey, Mexico, here we come. Don't ask questions next pod.
Whoa.